Alright, today we're going to take a look at a Canadian IMP, or individual meal pack. This one is menu number 12, pulled pork, and it's from 2019. Go ahead and take a look and see what's inside of this one. And then we have our entree, pulled pork. Here's the ingredients if you want to take a look at those, and also the nutrition facts. You can find the date code over here, 18212. So this was actually packed on the 212th day of 2018. In the box is the dessert, is date square. Tortillas. For a beverage here we have Nescafe Sweet and Creamy, and our other beverage will be 2 lemon lime sports drinks. And we have some nice fresh M&Ms, milk chocolate. We have raspberry jam and peanut butter. And we have Tabasco, and we have Tic Tacs, matches, in the beverage bag, the IMP napkin. You also have the compressed napkin. There's the little Canadian leaf on it. And the Canadian spoon now, it's also more than a spoon, it's actually a spork. Alright, here's everything from this 2019 pulled pork IMP all laid out. So since the IMPs do not come with flameless ration heaters, we're going to take our pulled pork and we're going to just heat that up in some boiling water. Alright, why don't we start off by adding a little bit of color with these actual fresh M&Ms. And we'll take a look at the date square. And there's our date square. And it does smell good. It smells kind of like a cross between like a fruit bar and a sort of like a soft granola bar kind of a thing. And check out the tortillas de farine. They smell good. It basically just smells like a flour and water dough. But they definitely smell fresh, which is a good thing. And I do have a feeling that with the pulled pork I would like to have the tortillas set aside for that, so I can make some little burritos or taco kind of things. But because this is a review and we want to check everything out, I'm going to set one aside for that, and the other one we're going to use for the peanut butter and raspberry jam. And some raspberry jam. The lemon lime sports drink. And we're just going to make this up in the hot beverage bag. And we'll give that a good shake. And since it is in this nice bag that'll stand up on its own, I'm just going to leave it right in here. And now it's time to check out our pulled pork. That smells really good. It smells like it's in a sort of a barbecue sauce. Let's take a look at it. Alright, that looks and smells great, but I do have to say that in my excitement to check it out, I did forget to mix up one thing, the Nescafe 3-in-1. Alright, now we're ready to try it out. Has a nice chunk right there. So overall, it's nothing really too surprising there. Actually, there's an even better chunk right here. And this is a good sized entree too. You're getting more in these Canadian entrees than you get in a US entree. Wow. So the one thing that does surprise me is that this actually has potatoes in it, which kind of makes it more of an entree, more of a full dish, rather than just having meat in a sauce. And I think that's really all there is basically just the pork, the potatoes, and the sauce that it's in. So let's give that a taste while it's hot. Yeah, that's really good. I would say that's excellent. This is a really good quality entree. The pork itself is, of course it's pulled pork, so you kind of expect it's pretty tender. And it's nice because it's pulled. You're not really bothered by the fact that it has that sort of processed kind of appearance to it, and it really doesn't. It really seems pretty natural. And then you have the addition of the potatoes, which seem to be perfectly cooked. They're pretty firm, but they're not hard or anything. And then I guess kind of the main thing that really makes this is the sauce, which is sort of like it's kind of like a barbecue sauce. It definitely has some sweetness to it, yeah, maybe a little bit of smokiness too. Not really any kind of spice. It's not a spicy kind of a sauce. But of course they cover that by giving you some Tabasco sauce to put in it. I personally think this is perfect as it is. I know a lot of people do like hot sauce though, so we are going to give it a try with that. I'm just going to put it in this corner though, so I can enjoy the rest of it without. Of course I got some on my fingers too. Let's try out the spicy pulled pork. Yeah, that definitely kicks it up a notch. Gives it an extra bite for an extra angle, an extra kind of flavor to it. And it's that Tabasco, so it has that kind of a vinegary kind of flavor. So in addition to the sweetness and the smokiness, now you have that. Actually, it really does kind of round it up pretty nicely. It's like a completely different dish. It's not bad at all. And while we're here, we might as well do the tortilla thing. Throw one of these chunks on here. I actually kind of like it better without the potatoes, but they are in here. And some of the sauce. Try that. Yep, that's a very good way to have it. Wouldn't be bad if there was some cheese sauce to put on this. Basically just have the Tabasco as an addition. But that's quite good. The tortilla, nothing to write home about. It certainly does taste like flour. It doesn't really have a lot of flavor to it, but it's also definitely fresh, and that's really nice. But overall, I think the bottom line is this is an excellent entree. It's very flavorful. It's very tasty. But I guess we do have to try some of the other stuff while the 3-in-1 is still hot. Yeah, I think that tastes really good. But I do have to add a caveat to that, and the fact that I have to mention that I am not a coffee drinker. So take what you want out of the fact that somebody who doesn't like coffee really enjoys this sweet and creamy Nescafe. It definitely is sweet. I would say the creamer and the sugar kind of overpower the coffee part of it. So if you really want a coffee, you'd probably be better off supplying your own black coffee. I'm going to try my little peanut butter and jelly tortilla sandwich. And that's good. I didn't try the tortilla and the peanut butter and the jam on their own, but not surprisingly, they go great together. And the peanut butter itself is very creamy, still very thirst-provoking though, and the raspberry jam, that's really tasty. There's a lot of flavor to that. It's pretty sweet. I sat down with a little of the lemon lime beverage. I think we know what to expect from this. Yeah, it's very tasty. It's not really overly sweet, and for something that's in a package and comes in a form of a powder, it really doesn't taste all that artificial either. I'll try a few of these M&Ms. I imagine there's too much to report with those. They're M&Ms, but they're fresh M&Ms in this case. Yeah, and that's what you're getting. You get M&Ms. Nothing to really report as far as anything interesting about these, and that's the best thing I can say about them. They taste just like M&Ms you'd buy at a store. So considering how you don't know what you're going to get in an older one, It really is kind of a treat just to get plain old M&Ms. And that just leaves us with the date square. This is something, I kind of want to save this for last because it's something I've never had before. If you look at it, you can definitely see the dates in there. Looks like they're kind of more at the bottom, and then there's a, just kind of look like a granola bar sort of a crust on top. It's quite tasty. It's a different flavor for me. I don't really eat dates a lot, but it's nice because it's sweet. It's obviously very fresh, which is always nice. And it does have some sweetness to it, but it's not overly sweet. It's almost like a crumb cake kind of a thing, or like an apple crisp kind of a thing, because this sort of pastry on top is kind of like a crust, and then the fruit inside it's kind of dense, and it's almost like having a pie. It's really tasty. Well, I can't think of too much to complain about with this one. It was a pulled pork IMP, or individual meal pack, from Canada, menu number 12, from 2019. And as always, thank you for watching.